That vibration into the chassis is causing a few reliability problems. Mirrors falling off, tail lights falling off, all that sort of thing, which we are having to address. But the much more significant problem with that is that vibration is transmitted ultimately into the driver's fingers. So Fernando is of the feeling that he can't do more than 25 laps consecutively before he will risk permanent nerve damage to his hands. Lance is of the opinion that he can't do more than 15 laps before that threshold. So I think there's no point in being open and honest in this meeting on our expectations. It's something that unfortunately Koji and I haven't had a chance to discuss properly prior to this meeting. We are going to have to be very heavily restricted on how many laps we do in the race until we get on top of the source of the vibration and improve the vibration at source.
We know the team are in a tough situation at the moment. Was there any improvement today in terms of how the car has felt as the day wore on?
Obviously, we're still analyzing a little bit the data of FP2. It didn't feel much different, to be honest, than in Bahrain. And we didn't complete too many laps because the Honda issue in FP1 and some Honda issues as well in FP2. So we still need to catch up a little bit in the weekend program, and hopefully tomorrow we have a little bit more cleaner FP3.
Yeah, we know you're limited in terms of the battery situation. It's a big handicap for the weekend. Is it a bit of on a knife edge in terms of whether you make the Grand Prix or not? Is that fair to assume?
I mean, we are okay to do it. It's more a question for Honda if they have a stock.
I mean, and just in general, are answers in sight to the main problems? Can you see a light at the end of the tunnel in all of this?
Sure. We are much less negative than media and people around. It's nice to tell the story when someone is doing great, and when someone is doing wrongly or things are not going well. You try to exaggerate both ends, and we know where we are. As I said yesterday, we have a big challenge in front of us, but everyone in the team is embracing the challenge in a way and trying everything we can to go out of the situation. So this is Formula One. Unfortunately, technology is very complex and things require a little bit of time, and we are running every day on free practices and every week Grand Prix to Grand Prix, and maybe we don't see the progress that we all want to see, but there are things happening, smaller or bigger, but there are always progress in team. So let's hope that it's visible in lap time as soon as possible.
Difficult day for Aston Martin. What can you tell us from your side?
Yes, a difficult day to be expected after our difficulties that we had in winter testing. We had to expect that it was going to be tough to start with, and it proved to be. You have very short sessions, you have to be on it all the time, and you cannot afford any delays, which we accumulated a bit over the day, and then you do not get your stuff done as you would like to have it done. But as I said, it was kind of expected, and if that is the situation, you try to do the best out of the situation.
At least a few more laps on the board in FP2, so what can you take from that session amid this situation?
Yeah, I think I said that earlier. You have it's not only new PU regulations, it's also new chassis regulations, and every lap that you do, you learn. We have a lot of new tricks. We have a straight mode, we have corner mode, we have the deploy, we have the harvesting, and many others. So every lap that you do, you learn. You see what you could have done better in that lap or in your settings, and we are playing catch up with that. And that is something that we need to be aware of, that when you don't drive, the others are learning lap by lap, and you are in the garage watching them. So It's a difficult situation, but I think a small step was made between session 1 and session 2 because we were on track, so we could get a little bit of data that we will have to go through tonight and then see what we can get out of it tomorrow.
You touched on it there. What does this evening look like for the team?
There's a lot of tired faces already after the last 2 days, so I think we need to take a couple of decisions in terms of how we approach tomorrow, in terms of car setup and in terms of also car configuration, which we will do now as quick as possible. Curfew is coming quickly, so and then a bit later then we will analyze stuff that we can also change tomorrow or on the computer.
From the outside looking in, that seemed like a pretty positive start for yourself and Ferrari in 2026. How was it on your side? How do you sum it all up?
F1 looked positive, but then FP2, I think the teams are showing little by little a bit more, and unfortunately we seem to be in the back foot, especially compared to Mercedes that seems to be very, very strong. I don't think that they showed everything in low fuel, but on high fuel it was very impressive. So that's a bit of, it's the first time probably that we see how much there is to them. And it's a bit more than what I will have liked, but it's the way it is. And then on the other side, it's been quite a positive start of the weekend, and we'll keep working very hard in order to try and maximize everything for tomorrow.
I imagine learning so much with every lap, every run still, this brand new car, new regulations. What are the priorities overnight for you here? Obviously it's a different track, different conditions to what you had in Barcelona and Bahrain, but what does tonight look like for you?
There are quite a few priorities and things. I just need to put the car back to where it should be. I've tried something in FP2 and we felt really, really strange and quite bad, so it's okay. We are still in the learning process of this car. I think we've had very good testing, so we know more or less where to put it, but for FP2 I went a bit too aggressive in one direction and it didn't pay off, but it was a good test. Then for the rest of the weekend it's all about putting everything together. In qualifying I have the feeling that it can be quite close. In the race it seems that Mercedes has quite a bit of performance coming, but we'll see.
So at least if you get the car in the window, or maybe back in the window, how you were feeling in FP1, confident that you can be there or thereabouts in the mix?
I wouldn't say confident because I don't know. I don't know how much margin still has Mercedes, so it's a bit early to say, but I will say they are a bit more in front than what I will have wanted for now. But we'll work hard during the night. Again, I think this year is all about the development throughout the year, and so wherever we start on Sunday and wherever we finish on Sunday, it's only a starting point, and then we'll have to build up on that to try and catch up. And if we win on Sunday, then